unlock the magic of life. Dreams are beautiful. They create hope and excitement. They inspire possibilities and opportunities. They create socio-economic development. A dream is a succession of thoughts, desires, images, and ideas. Every step forward in the progress of mankind begins with a dream. But you know what? Failures in this world are of two kinds. Those who thought and never did, and those who did and never thought. Some of the saddest words in the English vocabulary are, I could have, I should have, I wish I had, it might have been. In fact, many times I tell people, you have no idea how far you can go in life until you are willing to go too far. You know what? The greatest courage in this world is not the courage to face and fight a lion. The greatest courage in this world is not the courage to wrestle with a crocodile, but the greatest courage in this world is the courage to follow your heart. Many things will conquer your eyes, but few things will capture your heart. Follow your heart. To dream the impossible dream. To reach the unreachable star. To follow that star no matter how far, no matter how helpless, no matter how distant, no matter how hopeless. To believe that divine-driven dreams are immortal. And tonight I can tell you, all our dreams can come true as long as we have the courage to pursue them. In my 10th book, Beyond Limits, I said, I woke up in the morning and I look through the windows and I see opportunities, endless opportunities. Dreaming is good, but dreaming alone won't get you where you want to go in life. You better get up and go out there. But you know what? When you come with a new dream in the marketplace or at the workplace, not everyone will embrace you, cheer you up and support you. Some people look at you and tell you that you can't. In my book I say, if they tell you that you can't, look them back in the eye and tell them that you can. But then if they ask you why, ask them why not? Because the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Welcome to Be Inspired with Pepe Minambo, another special evening of inspiration. Before we start our program tonight, I'd like to thank our sponsors for enabling this broadcast, Pepsi Max, Centenary Bank, and we are coming to you all the way from Lake Victoria Serena Golf Resorts and Spa. Tonight is a special night because we're going to conclude on our first series on maximizing your full potential. For the past 3 weeks, we've been looking at different aspects that helps people maximize their full potential. Number one, we looked at exposure. On our second episode, we looked at self-awareness. On our third episode, we talked about the power of intentionality. Talking about intentionality, I once met this very highly successful business executive. He was so actualized. If you talk about maximizing and transforming to full potential, that gentleman represented exactly that. And he had a privilege to be interviewed by a journalist, and the journalist was asking him to share his path to success, his path to greatness. And this is what he said, and I quote, he said, "The reason I've been so successful in my career is simply because I know what I want. I know where it is. I know how to get it. And I know what to do with it the moment I get it." And he said, that's the secret of my success. Come to think of it, knowing what you want, knowing where it is, knowing how to get it, and knowing what to do with it the moment you get it. Tonight we'll be concluding on our first series on unlocking your full potential. For the past 3 weeks, we've been talking about 3 aspects that helps people maximize their full potential, transform to full potential. The first aspect we looked at was exposure. The second aspect we looked at was self-awareness. And last week we talked about the power of intentionality. And tonight, the last aspect is think big, and dream biggest. There are many more aspects around transforming to full potential, but for the sake of this show, we've just chosen 4 aspects because you cannot exhaust all content around potential during the few minutes we come to you every Tuesday evening. That's the reason why we have organized on the 8th of July 2023 a special program from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here in Kampala. I'll be joined by 2 transformational international speakers for that event. We'll share with you more details as this show unfolds. But let me go straight to our topic of the day. Someone may ask, why think big? Life is too short to be small. To fully live life, you must think big. In fact, life is competitive. That's the reason you should think big. The job you never got, someone else got it. The business you never started, someone else started it. The career you never built, someone else built it. In fact, someone say, the person you never married, someone else married them. The car you don't drive, someone else drives it. The house you never built, someone else built it. I say, life is so competitive. I had a story of this gentleman who had a small hardware shop in a trading center. It was the only hardware in the entire trading center until one time he realized the shop next to him on the left side of his shop was being renovated. He thought maybe this could be a store for commodities or for food stuff. To his great surprise, it was another hardware shop 3 times bigger than his with more stock and with a bigger signage on top of the shop written lowest prices. He was shocked and surprised. Then before he recovers from this shop, he realizes that another shop was being renovated on the left side of his shop. He thought maybe this could be a bookshop or a butchery or something else. To his great surprise, that was also another hardware shop with the same stock, the same profile of every product that he was offering, with a bigger sign written best deals. Now he was sandwiched between these new business ventures. On the left side, lowest prices. On the right side, best deals. If it were you, what would you do? And this man became smarter and he chose to think big. And guess what he did? On the left, lowest prices. On the right, best deals. He wrote a bigger sign on his own shop right here, written main entrance. So his shop became the main entrance at the trading center. But when a customer comes, they look at the left, they see lowest prices. They look at the right, they see best deals. Where is the main entrance? The main entrance is right here. They come right here and do all their shopping here. So that's what I mean. Life is competitive. That's the reason why we should think big. But first thing first, how would you know that you are not thinking big? How would you know that your dreams are not big enough? If someone told me there are 4 things that tells if someone is thinking big or they are thinking too small, below their true potential. If someone told me, say, the problem with small businesses is to think like a small business. But as an individual, how will you know that you are thinking small and not thinking big enough? Number 1, if your dreams do not scare you, you are thinking small. If your heart rate, your blood pressure is normal as you're pursuing your dreams, you are thinking too small. Number 2, if your dreams do not keep you awake at night, you are thinking too small. If the only time you wake up at night is to go maybe to help yourself, for a bathroom break or visit, then you are thinking too small. Number 3, if your dreams do not require divine intervention, it means you are thinking too small. If they can only happen by you and your family, it doesn't require divine intervention, then your dreams are too small. And number 4, if you can support and fund your dream through your own salary or your own savings, ladies and gentlemen, you are thinking too small. In fact, many years back, I read a book, and the book was titled, "Do Not Sweat the Small Stuff, because they are just small stuff." Did you know that it takes the same energy to dream and pursue big dreams like it takes to pursue and dream small dreams? It takes the same energy. In fact, I like using this analogy in most of my forums. I say, when you go to a national park and you see a lion, no matter how hungry the lion is, you never see a lion chasing after a guinea pig, a dick. They never do that. Because the lion wonders, how many guinea pigs do I need to chase and kill to feed my family? They say, I'd rather go for one zebra. I'd rather go for one giraffe. Because you know what? The energy, the hustle, the effort is the same to run after a guinea pig like to run after a giraffe. So, my challenge to you, in order to make it big in life, you must think big. You must choose to dream biggest. We now look at the art of dreaming big. What does it take to dream big? Step by step, with some critical inspirational references. We'll be right back.
Hey, wanna race? We lost you.
You wish.
The Center story started when we opened our doors nearly 40 years ago. With our roots deeply placed in the Catholic Church, we set out with the sole purpose of being the best provider of financial services in a sustainable manner, especially microfinance, to all people, particularly in rural areas. Over the years, we've grown into Uganda's biggest and fastest growing bank, with an asset base of 5.5 trillion, serving over 2.4 million customers and businesses in agriculture, microfinance sector, SMEs, women, youth and corporate segments. On our quest to drive financial inclusion, we've taken our bank closer to our customers with over 80 branches across the country and multiple banking channels, including over 6,000 agents, Center Mobile Banking, Center Online Banking, Center Visa Debit and Prepaid Cards, and MasterCard Platinum Debit Card. 2.4 million have written our story of becoming Uganda's biggest and fastest growing bank. The story continues.
Centenary Bank.
Centenary Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Up to 10 million. Terms and conditions apply.
Centenary Bank is a member of the Center Group.
Enjoy the beautiful game of golf for leisure or competition at the beautiful Lake Victoria Serena Golf Resort and Spa. It's a hole-in-one from our world-class clubhouse with a first-of-its-kind pro shop to the right people on ground to make your golfing experience a classy affair. As you putt, drive and ace on the banks of Lake Victoria, this is Uganda's finest championship golf course.
When it comes to thinking big, I read earlier on in my life that there are no great people in this world. We are all ordinary individuals, but the difference between us is that some have got bigger dreams than others. That is the only difference. I also learned many years ago that life comes in seasons and men comes in sizes. You know, men have different sizes in life. Their bank accounts, their careers, the level of success, the level of achievement, they come in different sizes. The difference in sizes is proportional to the difference in their dreams. It's only the dreams that makes the biggest difference in the sizes of men in this world. The size of their salary, the size of their bank balance, the size of their career success, the size of their dreams, the size of their homes, the size of their cars. I say life comes in seasons and men come in sizes. So your size in life is proportional to the size of your dreams. And you know what? Dreams are real social equalizers. Nothing equalizes us as a dream. Because you know, when it comes to dreaming, you don't need a qualification for you to dream. You don't need a license for you to dream. You don't need a permit for you to dream. You can dream under any circumstances and anywhere. I tell people, if there is one person you cannot stop in life, is a dreamer. You can stop a dreamer from going, let's say, to America, but you can't stop them from dreaming themselves living and working in America. You can't stop a dreamer from becoming the top executive in the organization, but you can't stop them from dreaming, seeing themselves in the C-suite or in the boardroom. I say dreams are the real social equalizers. There are no great people in this world. We are all ordinary individuals. The difference between us in life is that some have got bigger dreams than others. Don't forget, life comes in seasons and men comes in sizes. So the difference in size, either salary, career, bank account, homes, cars, achievement, they are only in proportion to the size of the dreams we dream. In fact, another person say, no one has a money problem in this life. It's always an idea problem. And the right idea will always attract money. I recently learned that money has a habit of getting attracted, of getting caught, provided someone has the right ideas. When it comes to the art of dreaming big, I'll have to ask you 3 questions tonight. My question number 1 is, what were your childhood dreams before your mind got contaminated by logic and realities of life? What did you see at age 7? Or did you dream at age 12? What captured your imagination at age 18? And most of us in our adult life, we have retired those dreams. You know, as kids, we believed in possibilities. As kids, we believed that we could rise and touch the sky. But as adults, we have become very reasonable. So my challenge to you tonight is, what were your childhood dreams? What did you see at 7? What did you believe in at 12? What did you imagine at 17? You see, dreams are renewable. The purpose of this episode is to challenge you to go back to the drawing board, to go back to the drawers and pull out those dusty files, the proposals and business cards and wishes and plans that you had, and at one point you believed they could become a reality. But as life happens, you converted, you retired the dreams, and you settled in the status quo. That is my question number 1. What were your childhood dreams? As I say in my books, I say, will the child you once were be proud of the adult you have become today? If the child you once were met the adult you have become today, would that child be okay with that adult? So that is question number 1. Question number 2, the current dream you have, what is it based upon? Is it based on your true potential, or is it based on the opinion of others? Like someone say, do not let other people's opinion become your reality. Some of us are victims of the public opinion courts. We have reshaped, remodeled our dreams and our aspirations and our future according to our current circumstances and according to the loudest opinions of the people that matter most in our lives. And these people could be our parents, they could be our spouse, they could be our siblings, they could be our supervisors, they could be people that we respect so much. And yet we have tamed our dreams to fit the circumstances. That's my question number 2. My question number 3 is, what price are you willing to pay in order to fulfill your dreams? What sacrifices are you willing to make in order to fulfill your dreams? What are the trade-offs that will be agreeable to you and you are ready to go for in order to fulfill your dreams? You know one thing? Following your dreams is difficult, but not following them, it is a tragedy. A dream can cost you everything. A dream can cost you your life. A dream can cost your health. A dream can cost you relationships. A dream can cost you your entire life savings. A dream can take you across rivers, across borders, across oceans. What price are you willing to pay in order to fulfill your dreams? What price and what sacrifice and what trade-off are you ready to make in order for you to fulfill your dreams? I remember writing in my book the story of Martin Luther King Jr. On the 28th of August 1963, this gentleman stood up in front of over 250,000 confused, hopeless black people, and he told them at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., that I have a dream. He said, I have a dream that my 4 little children will live one day in a country where they're not judged by their color of their skin, but by the content of their character. He said, I have a dream that in the red hills of Georgia, where blacks and whites are killing each other, bombing each other, one day the sons of the slaves and the sons of the slave masters will sit around one table of brotherhood. He said, I have a dream today. He said, even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. I wrote in my book, I say, the night before he was killed, he was speaking in Memphis, Tennessee, to sanitation workers who were on strike, and he told them, I've been to the mountain top. I have looked all over, and I have seen the promised land. He said, I may not be alive when the time comes, but I know we as a people will get to the promised land. So dreams take you to your promised land. But what sacrifice, what trade-off, what difficulties are you willing to surmount in order for you to live your dreams? The call to action tonight is the best way to live your dreams is to wake up. The only courage anyone ever needs is the courage to pursue their own dreams. And I learned many years back that the world gives way to a man or a woman who knows where they are going. However crowded the path, however complicated the stretch, but if you know exactly where you are going, the world will always give you way. The world takes on its shoulder and deliver them to their destination, the man or the woman who knows where they are going. And as we wind up tonight, I would like to share with you a few stories that really inspired me in the space of dreaming big. I once had a neighbor who shared with me his success story. This fellow started business as a taxi driver, but he never stopped just behind the wheel driving other people. He dreamed one day to own his own taxi. And after saving enough, he got one taxi of his own. And he did not just think about having one taxi. He thought about starting a company that was doing business in the transport space, having taxis that he could supply to different companies and to different clients. So I mean special hire, the way they call it in Uganda. So he went on owning the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the 10th one, the 20th one, the 50th one, the 60th one. To cut a long story short, this fellow eventually had a company that owned about 300 special hire taxis. And you know what? Upon achieving such a feat, he thought, I'm using a lot of money buying spare parts from other dealers. Why don't I start my own spare parts shop? So he started a spare parts business that supplied to his own company and to many more people. Then he told himself, look here, I'm using a lot of fuel every day to fuel my cars. Why don't I have a petrol station? He started a fueling station business. And he expanded his thinking. He kept on thinking big. He said, hey, look here, the tires all the time we are changing and many more people will need this kind of tires. He went on creating a tire selling company. And this fellow even went on to creating a magazine that was championing tourism and transport, either corporate or private, in that particular country. And he told me, look here, I had a competitor in the city, in the capital. And I reached out to my competitor. I told my competitor, we are the two biggest owners of taxi fleet in this big city. Why don't we merge? Why don't you become one consolidated company so that we get all the contracts that are possible and available in this city? To cut a long story short, he went on becoming a big transport player in the city, whereby he started career just as a cab driver. I say that's what I mean, to think big and to dream big. It doesn't matter what you do. You could be a cab driver. You could be someone that sells vegetables in the market or by the road street. You could be an officer. You could be anything. Dreaming big is given to anyone. In our book review tonight, we are still reviewing my first book, Be Inspired Before You Expire. And I'd like to dedicate to you chapter 8. And chapter 8 simply is, I believe in dreams. And the opening quote goes like this: the greatest gift in life is the ability to think great thoughts and have the strength to take action while others simply dream. I love this quote by Jack Black. I'd like to repeat it, that the greatest gift in life is the ability to think great thoughts and have the strength to take action while others simply dream. And in this book I say, in order for you to achieve your dreams, you need 3 kinds of power. Number 1, the power to begin. Number 2, the power to continue. And number 3, the power to finish. A lot of people have the power to begin. They dream big. Some people have the power to continue. They have tenacity, but only few have the power to finish. Consistency, determination, and optimism up to the end. So to make dreams come true, you better have the power to begin, the power to continue, and the power to finish. As we come to the end of this show, we've also come to the end of our first series on maximizing, unlocking your full potential, where we looked at 4 aspects: exposure, self-awareness, intentionality, and thinking and dreaming big. Next month, we start a new series on career growth and personal development. And I'll be privileged to be having distinguished guests to discuss with me the behind the scenes, the tips, the insights on how some of them have been able to conquer the summits of their corporate ambitions and corporate aspiration. So join me from next week as we start a new series on career growth and personal development. Until then, be inspired before you expire. Good night.
Hey, wanna race? I will love you.
You wish.
The Santa story started when we opened our doors nearly 40 years ago. With our roots deeply placed in the Catholic Church, we set out with the sole purpose of being the best provider of financial services in a sustainable manner, especially microfinance, to all people, particularly in rural areas. Over the years, we've grown into Uganda's biggest and fastest growing bank, with an asset base of 5.5 trillion, serving over 2.4 million customers and businesses in agriculture, microfinance sector, SMEs, women, youth and corporate segments. On our quest to drive financial inclusion, we've taken our bank closer to our customers with over 80 branches across the country and multiple banking channels, including over 6,000 agents, Center Mobile Banking, Center Online Banking, Center Visa Debit and Prepaid Cards, and MasterCard Platinum Debit Card. 2.4 million have written our story of becoming Uganda's biggest and fastest growing bank. The story continues.
Centenary Bank.
Centenary Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Up to 10 million. Terms and conditions apply.
Centenary Bank is a member of the Center Group.
Enjoy the beautiful game of golf for leisure or competition at the beautiful Lake Victoria Serena Golf Resort and Spa. It's a hole-in-one from our world-class clubhouse with a first-of-its-kind pro shop to the right people on ground to make your golfing experience a classy affair. As you putt, drive and ace on the banks of Lake Victoria, this is Uganda's finest championship golf course.